this lesson is on multiplying decimals. Record notes and examples in your notebook, please. So the steps in multiplying decimals. First, line up the numbers vertically, just like multiplying whole numbers. So I'll take 12 and 3/10 times 4 and 8/10. It just so happens that these decimals are lined up, but all you're doing is making sure your digits are lined up. Next is multiply the numbers, ignoring the decimal for now. So 8 times 3 is 24. 8 times 2 is 16, 17, 18. 8 times 1 and 9. 4 times 3 is 12. 4 times 2 is 8, plus 1 more is 9. 4 times 1 is 4. And add those up like we normally would. So our answer is 5,904. And again, we're ignoring the decimal right now. The next step is to, once the answer is reached, the decimal has to be placed in the product. Count the total number of decimal places in both numbers. So in this number, 12 and 3/10, we have one value after the decimal. And in the second number, we have a second one. So we have 2 total numbers after the decimal. For the next step, from the right-hand side of the product, count to the left the number of the decimal places. So I'm going to write over here larger so we can see. So our product was 5,904. We're going to start on the right-hand side and move 2 places to the left. So our answer is 559 and 4/100ths. Finally is check your answer to be sure it makes sense. So if I had taken my number originally and said 12 and 3/10 rounds estimated to 12, 4.8 rounds to 5, I know that 5 times 12 is 60, and 60 is close to 59 and 4/100ths. So that tells me my answer does make sense. So it's important to make sure they do make sense, because if we didn't add our decimal in, my answer would have been 5,904, and that obviously wouldn't work. Let's do another one. We have 9 and 5/10 times 76/100ths. So write the problem vertically. And again, you're lining up your digits, not the decimal place. It's always a good idea to include that 0 before decimals so people don't think it's a decimal and not a straight mark on your paper. So again, I've got my digits lined up. And let's multiply. 6 times 5 is 30. 6 times 9 is 54, and 3 more. 7 times 5 is 35. 7 times 9 is 63, and 3 more, 66. And again, zeros aren't going to change anything. So right now, I've got an answer of 7,220. So let's go back and check to see how many numbers I have after my decimal. So I have 1, 2, 3 total numbers after my decimal. So I go to the right-hand side, move it 1, 2, 3. So my final answer is 7.22. And now I need to say, to find out if this makes sense. 9.5 rounds to 10, and 0.76. It's above 50, so I'm going to go ahead and make it round up to $1 whole. Think of it as money, 76 cents. A dollar is closest. And 1 times 10 is 10. This answer is close. Basically, the point of this is to make sure you're not left with forgetting to put your decimal in altogether. You would have known that 7,220 does not make sense for 10 times 1. All right, now you've got some practice problems to do yourself. 4 problems on using decimals. Use a calculator to check your work after if you'd like, but otherwise show your work in your notebook and we'll check it tomorrow.